I will show you a flowchart, but if you listen to this right, it made the penny, the cent, the penny might drop, pun intended, right? Now, have a look at the price of Hex, Pulse Chain, Pulse X, INC. Oh, it's the end of the, I don't know, whatever. 90 days, we're 50% down. It's a good opportunity, right? It could go down another 50% from here. And then there's more opportunity. It could go up. It could just as easily, on a whim, go back to what the all-time high of this year, which was, I think, sack rate for Pulse, double sack rate for PLSX from memory. Oh, actually, I think I'm getting that mixed up. I think it was double. I can't remember. You guys remember? I did a stream on the day. It was hilarious. The INC hit $10. Hex was whatever it was. Let's have a look. When was it? Not the point. Now, let's have a look at a brief history of how Hex came to be in existence. Now, I'm not going to look at the, well, on-chain data, but let's have a look. Now, I've got a brief flowchart here. Now, I'm sure everyone's sat and thought about this real hard. I mean, no one's doing this except me. But maybe a few others have thought about this. I don't know. But disclaimer, I took part in the Hex AA, luckily, and just happened to be here for a minute. Don't necessarily agree with everything that's taking place in terms of how outflows are flowing, but each to their own. And the talking point is don't tell others how to spend their money, when previously it was don't not stake your Hex 555. And it's interesting because I'm like, hang on a minute, I've seen this before. I've seen this recipe before. So I spent a whole of 2 minutes drawing some thoughts from my brain cells, and I decided to, you know, when you write things down, sometimes you can visually see what took place, right? Sometimes it's easier to see. Now, we have here Hex, right? So Hex, I guess you could go into the adoption amplifier. You could go into, I guess, where the money actually came from, the wallets, the amounts of fiat. But I'll save that for the end, because that's the big finale, right? First there was Hex. Then somehow, I'm not sure how, the HEXicans were born. Whether it was because of the Telegram group, people, as far as I remember, weren't so active on. It was then Twitter, I think. I remember people being like, "Why are we wasting our time on Twitter? It's just a huge echo chamber." Now I remember this from other, following other. What's it called? I thought I turned Telegram off. Now, so I don't know how the HEXicans came to be, right? Now, whether or not it was the following, because like I said, I saw 2019. I wasn't around for 2017, 18 leading up to it. I'd never heard of Richard Hart until I saw some streams, which happened to appear in my feed, which was heavily skewed to other content, right? Now, so yeah, so however you guys think or know how the HEXicans came to be, I'm not even sure the first time HEXicans came to exist. Now, the first time I heard about it, I'm pretty sure someone told me that tell the HEXicans, and I was like, huh, cool. So from that point, it was sort of that phrase. I guess the phrase was born. Like, think about it. Where did the term HEXicans come from? Who coined it? Who actually? I have no idea. I mean, I know who I heard it off of, but I don't know, who did you guys hear it off? I'd love to, if anyone in the chat or anyone wants to comment below, just feel free, because I'm curious as to where it actually stemmed from. Now, there was huge amounts of people. When I say huge, I mean not many, but there was people that came and went. There was people that they even came into the community and then made their own stuff and then shitted all over on media, social media, shitted over other stuff. But in real life, I don't know, maybe it's like politicians, they're actually sitting together, chilling in a room, sipping on some champagne, you know? But then briefly, so the Hexicans came to be, and then Pulse was announced. I didn't mention the sacrifice phase, but then, so the rest of crypto now heard about Pulse Chain, and they were like, "Huh, what's this Pulse Chain?" Keeping in mind, at this point, they were all proven 100% wrong about Hex, because whilst the Hexicans were forming and did exist, it's like I said, the phrase came from somewhere. Other people out there were the opposite, the anti-Hexicans, I guess you could say, or the anti-Hex, the Antichrist. Like they were just telling XYZ, everyone, it's a scam, whatever. And the funny thing is, I wonder if they had just bought some to prove it was a scam. I don't know if they did. But then Pulse Chain came out, rest of crypto was proven wrong. Then this is the group of people that were, so staunchly against Hex. Now, I'm not so sure if some of them actually did engage, partake, decide to sacrifice for the freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of association across the world, worldwide. But you can probably cut some wallets, I don't know. But whether or not they did, it doesn't really matter, right? But just that's what took place. Then the wait came. Now the wait was interesting because notice how I'm not mentioning the price. This is just like the timeline of events. It's not mentioning the Hexicans, new Hexicans popping up, I'll get to the next section. So then there was the wait, at the long, drawn out, software is hard, 2 more weeks, etc., which is fine. Then it launched, and like most, they probably remember where they were on that particular day when it did launch. Now, thank you for a few others who are in here. I'll check the chat. Wall to wall, what's up? Now they're yeah, but then are they though? Because it's not. Was it a scam though? Dude. Well, you do raise a good point. So there's still clearly people out there who are who hate Hex, who said, where is it going to be in 3 years' time? Now, it still exists. I don't know whether or not. Dude, I don't know. Cheers for tuning in. Savage. Now, I appreciate that, but I can't. Well, I don't know, man. Like that. Going back to the whole Hexican thing. Well, I'm curious if you have been following it for the longest, or a little bit. What was the first time you heard of Hexicans? Like, was it? I don't know. Anyway, it's fascinating. Then the wait, then the long drawn out wait, and then so this is where the farms appeared. So, Pulse Chain appeared. Now, I was on the fence because I'd seen all of this before. Well, not completely, but I've seen similar things before, and I'm like, nah, farms are going to be insane APY. Price is going to go so out of control. People might get wrecked either way. Yeah, see, I heard it from a different, but not the point. But yeah, that's very true. You're correct. Now, where was I? So then the farms, the farms were, a normal part of a new chain. So for Ethereum, even like people were like, I can't remember how that all got rolled out with Uniswap and the first DEXs on Ethereum, but people have been like, what is this DeFi? What is this shit? This is a scam, right? DeFi, fuck that shit. That's from memory what took place. In my own mind. Again, other people may have different points of view, which will also be correct in their own lens that they view the world through. So then the farms took place. Now, like I said, I didn't exactly AP, and I probably should have, because the APY would have been insane looking back on it. However, depending on how you placed your particular pools, I remember the huge spike in all the prices. So that might have impermanently wrecked some people still to this day. So there would be an incentive, in my opinion, low incentive, to probably not take that liquidity out. Otherwise, they will suffer huge impermanent loss. If they're still getting INC along the way, who cares, right? Who cares? So that would have been a good move, but I kind of like what I did, but it was just there was lots of wasted time, in my opinion, from my point of view. Now, had I been DCAing the whole time, which I wasn't able to because some stuff happened, blah blah. So don't worry about that. This is back to the point. Now we're kind of in the position of devs. Now, devs are building new shit, launching new protocols, forking. Not so much to create your own, not meme coins, but go to GoPulse or make a ticker symbol or anything like that. But people actually building, forking actual, I don't know if it's software. I don't know how to do that, so that's why I can't really talk about it. But so people that have forked XYZ, there's other dexes now. People are doing that, and that's good, I guess, because that's happening. So that's the stage we're in now. But then now it's bad because we've almost moved past that, right? And we're getting to the stage where we've built the forks. Devs are building working on the forks, and they got other stuff going on. And now we're at the meme coin stage. So we've kind of skipped. Now I'm not sure what's happening with the NFT stuff. I know there's heaps of other stuff going on. I have no idea. That little breakdown is basically too long didn't read of what I think took place in the particular Hex ecosphere. Now the reason that is so simplified, and it's so funny that we've jumped straight to meme coins already. There is that whole the facts about you could be looking at probably better to look over here. See these ones here, like popular coins, the wrap coins are fine, and the fork coins. I mean, the fork coins are interesting because there was for the longest time the whole will PUSDC invalidate the coins? What will happen? Not initially it was like, oh, maybe there'll be 1 for 1. But how would you peg them? How is it possible? Is there I think the universe in which some of these actually hit parity, shit like that? Very interesting. I mean, if you saw something like wrapped BTC hit parity, that would be crazy, right? But we're kind of, I think, in the phase where we're at the meme coin, right? We're at not even the bridge. It's just pure meme coins, and then we've already jumped to the meme coin stage. Now, we basically took the blueprint from Ethereum and we condensed it so hard and fast. It was like what's it saying? A flash in the pan, or it happened so quick. We're already at the meme coin phase. We're waiting, and the price hasn't even appreciated on Pulse, PulseX, INC, or Hex. It's ridiculous, right? It's crazy. It's insane. I could make some other words up, but I'm not going to. It's just it's WTF, right? WTF SMH. I mean, I'm not shitting on it. I'm just pointing out, if you had a look at, so HEXican's Pulse, PLSX actually launched. There was the continuing hate towards Hex. Some of the hate may still exist towards Hex, but maybe not so much to Pulse, as in terms of the rest of crypto. There was the wait. It released, farms released, new stuff got released, and now we're at the meme coin stage. So we've skipped over all the, the formula that brought about the HEXicans, and then somehow I don't know. HEXicans are a different breed to the rest of the crypto, arguably, although maybe some wallets indicate the HEXicans are actually just ultimately Bitcoin maxis. Who knows? Ethereum maxis. Who knows? Because when you look back, so skip all this, skip this, and then go have a look at. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin first came out. There's an article there's a video on CNN Money from whenever it was, 2011 or something. So how to mine Bitcoin, etc., etc. So Bitcoin comes out. That's the original Bitcoin, and no one hears about it. There's some people hear about it. They mine it. They have it. They become the maxis, right? They become the Bitcoin holders. And then this other thing comes along, and you guys will remember when there was 6, 7 tokens on CoinMarketCap. I never saw that, but I saw a picture of it, and that just blew my mind. I think Ethereum might have been one of them. Then Ethereum comes out, right? So Ethereum comes out. You can apply this to any other token. You can say Bitcoin Cash, you can say Dash, you can say even Solana. Solana more so recently because of all the hype and things like that. But for the longest time, Solana didn't do anything, nothing. It just sat there. It was like, I don't even know what the price is now. We'll have a look later. But then there was the wait, and then the devs came out, and the devs did their thing. So the one that I find probably the most interesting, again, I wasn't there, so I can't map it out as easily as I could the HEXican stuff. But you map out the wait, and then once Ethereum was launched, then what happened? For the longest time, it was worth nothing. No one did anything with it. Maybe people didn't know how to use it or what to do with it. But then all of a sudden, the devs came in and they built the original, the OG things that are being forked over onto Pulse Chain. And they figured out you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And what was the ultimate goal? Think about it. The ultimate goal was to get fiat. The goal was fiat from others. Simply put. Now, that sounds like a pretty dark, grim analysis of what crypto is. But there's nothing new under the sun. And for the longest time, think about it. Now you can argue, okay, Bitcoin came out, it was worth nothing. Then I have no idea how, somehow it became worth something, right? And now it's worth a lot more than it initially came out at. So in that aspect, yeah, it is given time back to others, so they don't have to exchange, the saying that sometimes people focus on exchanging time for money, whereas other people focus on figuring out how to make their money make more money. Now, so for some people, it gave them the time, the ability to make their money, to get their money to make more money, right? So the goal was to get money to get the fiat, the thing that we're all against, the evil, dirty fiat, the evil US dollar, or the evil bricks, whatever they're going to come out with, or evil, whatever country you're in. That, the thing that killed religion, the paper money, the printed money, that is the ultimate goal. Now, I don't care if anyone disagrees with that, but from my analysis of my 1, 2, 3, 4 points of the entire crypto history ever to exist, that is the ultimate goal. And I thought it was different with some other things, but it appears the playbook, you sort of flip through a few plays and you realize things aren't so different. Now, you could add into this though, for some reason, as we've progressed, following along these particular charts, these particular plays, has been the thing that government, people in power, frameworks in place that sort of have been trying to understand what is taking place. Because, crypto was invented to get rid of middlemen by allowing peer-to-peer and things like that. But at the same time, it can't exist because without the dollar, you can't trade your crypto for shit. Because I am unable to take, a million Hedron and go to the bank and take out and exchange that for a house. Now, maybe there's someone out there who in some third world country who has a million Hedron and they will accept that as a form of payment and will swap you their little shanty hut for the million Hedron. But most likely it's kind of difficult to come across at the moment. Now, again, I'm in the lower circle, the lower echelon. Now, as I said before, there's a great divide between the have and have not. So maybe the people above in Hexico who have lots of money, or the people above who have in Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Solana, even Bitcoin itself, those that have lots and lots of economic money, right, in fiat terms, maybe they are able to trade and barter with each other. But for a small guy like myself, the little guy, who may be sacrificed for the freedom of speech, who may be sacrificed for the right to associate online with whomever I want to and however I want, the freedom to transact, the freedom to, you know, talk like I'm doing now, it becomes hard for us because these frameworks put in place all along the way have sort of been figuring out how can we basically turn the taps off for everyone, and how can we make it hard and difficult. First, what they'll say is, I think we saw an article from Bloomberg Law recently about what the regulatory body in the US is deciding to do and the approach that they're taking. Now, I basically agree with all the points brought up in that particular article because I thought, personally, whoever released that to the newsfeed, it was very well written. It doesn't portray the regulators in the best light because as a holder of some cryptos, most of the time when the government has come to help me, they have, if you go and pinpoint and map out the chart, you could, maybe we do it now, maybe not, but you can visualize a line going slowly up and to the right after being decimated by the weight, I guess you'd call it, the weight phrase, time frame I was talking about before. After being decimated by that and people building, extracting, creating their meme coins, creating their, like, you know, building stuff, just generally taking money from others, which is fine because that's been the play since day one. It's just time in the market, and the only reason people would bitch about this is because they haven't made as much money as others, and then once they've made that much money, they probably won't be bitching anymore, you know. Because if you've been in Bitcoin since day one, you're probably not bitching about, oh, the fucking evil. Sorry to swear. But, oh, it's so evil that I've made all this money. The world's so awful. You'd be like, life is good, right? That's generally what's probably going to happen, and it keeps happening over and over and over again. So when the meme coin comes out, let's have a look what happens. What happens when we take the playbook from the HEXicans and we replace it with, scroll down the list, say for instance, we look at meme coins Mike. Let's put Mike at the center of attention, then we can create the HEXicans, and then we create the community about it, and then we get we get the money from them into our token, and we extract value, and then we're at the meme coin stage, and then what? Or then we can farm. But on a serious note, that sounds kind of wrecked. But before I continue on down this particular path, I think it's worth pointing out that it has solved some issues with the middlemen, because, for instance, trying to transfer money from a particular bank, for some reason, to move my own money, it takes fucking 24 hours minimum. And I'm like, anyway, it's frustrating because crypto, you can do it instantly. Most bank accounts to bank accounts, you can do it instantly. For some reason, some of them don't, right? And I can't help but think, you know, the blockchain technology does provide some benefits to it. I mean, we've got BlackRock working at like Biddle and shit like that, and they've got the reward assets coming. The CBDC is most likely coming, all that shit, but it might not be as bad as we all think, or it might be. I don't know. I can't tell the future, right? But taking a simple view of all of that, there's got to be a better way to do the financial system, right? So if we are able to, whatever meme coin, whatever Bitcoin, all the way through to Hex, if you're able to, you know, take away the middleman and earn, you know, fees from your own transactions, that is kind of cool, right? I guess, and that is the realization I think I'm coming to at this point in time. I think it's come to the point where I thought myself, it was about HEXicans. Maybe not. Maybe it's about Polskins. Maybe not. Maybe it's about the devs and the builders. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just purely about DeFi, and maybe it's about purely giving you the freedom of choice to transact, to create whatever you want, to do whatever you want on whatever chain you want. And with the application of DeFi, which was brought about thank you to Ethereum, because I don't think there's like a DEX on Bitcoin, for example. If there was, then, you know, Bitcoin would have won that battle, but they didn't. They lost. Now, Ethereum brought about the DEXs. DEXs brought about DeFi, simplified, I know. And because of that DeFi, people are able to then create their own LP pools through code, and they are able to create meme coin pools, create hex pools, create Pulse pools, create Ethereum pools, and whatever else they choose to. They can even do it cross chain with Ethereum, for instance, EDAI, USD. You do it. The list goes on and on. You can do it on other chains. Have a look at Binance. You can have a look at what's the other one? Arbitrum. I have no idea. You do it anywhere, right? So that is the DeFi principles, and I think that is ultimately going to win the day. As to the tribalism, I think it just gets done to death, where eventually it gets so watered down, it no longer has any effect on anyone. Imagine, alcohol, you keep putting water into it. It's like at some point you may no longer have any alcohol left in that dilution, especially if people are consuming it. That might be the case with this money as well, because if remember, the ultimate goal is to steal fiat from others. So when I say steal, I mean legally, lawfully, peacefully, politically. No, I'm kidding. When I say goal, fiat from others, think about it. We still exist in a world where fiat, the dollar is king. Everyone says the end of the world is coming. Everyone says the end of the dollar is coming. But every time I look on TV, no matter what crazy shit you see, no matter what is the latest talking point from mainstream media, from alternative media, from the crypto gurus, whatever it is you see, the dollar, the fiat system is here to stay. And now there's argument that it could be coming to an end and hard times ahead. So, the solution to the hard times ahead, learn how to play their games better than they play. I'm like, hang on, that is not an option. If the system was really going to end and the dollar was really going to fall and all the stocks are going to fall, the options are going to fall, everything's going to fall, the answer isn't to play the market and make even more money, which the answer seems to be from some things. Or the world is coming, the dollar's going to end, so we need to make more meme coins and make more X's than we've ever made before, so then we can use that money to provide LP get fees and then get some real world fees. If you see what I'm saying. So that is my insane, crazy rant that no one should listen to and no one should pay any attention to. Just keep doing keep doing what we're doing, and everything will be fine, right? All right. Free speech.